for I'd be looking for clues. Like if you wanted me to go through the steps that I would take, I'm looking for clues in referentiality. So which of the sentences responds or references something that comes before it? So each of the first three sentences have those referentiality cues. In response to this, the demonstrative this is referring back to something that's happened before it. These changes, so that's another demonstrative, it's referring back. And the word additionally, as that adverb, is saying that we're adding something to an already in process. So that tells us that number 4, which doesn't have any of those cues there, that's likely to be the first one. And it's kind of introducing a topic. So it works as a topic sentence. The future of street food. The future of street food looks promising, with trends leaning towards sustainability and health. So they're talking about street food as the topic, and then they're saying in the second part of the sentence that there's a trend, it's becoming healthier. And then, so we're asking ourselves, we've identified a trend. So what comes next has to be something that refers back or could refer back to a trend. So number 2 is out already because it's not about necessarily about changes yet. Although we could. It's hard. This is hard actually. Consistency there with that next sentence is dealing with so there's an overall trend in the first sentence. Then we're looking for a development of some kind. In response to this, as consumers become more environmentally and health conscious, vendors are adapting their offerings. So it makes sense that the response is to the trend leaning towards sustainability and health. That is, there's a back and forth. So now we're understanding that there's a trend. A trend is often about what people want. It's about like fashion trends or preferences developing. And then we would assume, so that's a change and people are adapting their offerings. Then sentence number 2 talks about changes. So that links to what's at the end of sentence number 1, doesn't it? Adapting offerings despite these. So I would have been tempted to say 4, 1, 2, 3, but then when I look at logically, number 3 is adding something to the changes that the paragraph is about. So that's why that could come before 2, because at 2 is more of a contrast. That is, despite these changes. So it's referring back to all of the different changes that the previous sentences have talked about. That's the thing that's consistent across them. Yeah.